All right, hey gang, Nate Bear here, lead technical tactician for Monument Traders Alliance and Trade of the Day. And in today's video, just want to do a quick update of the indexes. I was out last week, spring break for my kids. I missed some volatility for sure, but it doesn't look like really much of anything happened. And we'll kind of go over that in today's video, as well as take a look at kind of what I'm looking at right now for a fresh trade. So getting things started here with the QQQ. This is a daily chart. And what I kind of want to point out really is that, we've got this big daily squeeze that we've been sort of tracking, and look how sloppy this thing has been. So what I love to see is, right, is sort of like a clean momentum shift, right? The momentum's coming down, it shifts, and then it reverses hard, kind of like that. And if we look at that in a stock, in the stock chart, right, momentum's coming down, it shifts, and then boom, right? We get this actual like sustained move. With the squeeze here that we're looking at in the Qs, I just want to point this out. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. So this is where the squeeze starts, and we have one momentum shift, a second momentum shift, a third momentum shift, a fourth momentum shift, a fifth momentum shift, and now a sixth shift of momentum. So this is like the sloppiest daily squeeze, right? It's just, and we see that in price. Like nothing is happening here. This is like over a month, where the Qs literally have gone nowhere. That gap up right there, that was NVDA's earnings. That's what triggered that move higher. Essentially from that day through, even today, the market has gone nowhere. The Qs have gone nowhere. And I'll be honest, it is a little bit, maybe frustrating, but at the same time, it's healthy. Okay. The markets have had a big move, and they're basically up here consolidating at the highs, right? There's nothing bearish about that. It's just the market's just taking a breather. As we get into earnings seasons coming up in a couple of weeks, I think that'll kind of be probably the next, catalyst that moves the market, into the summer. But just kind of keep that in mind. Like as long as the Qs are just in this range, sort of between 445 and 435. Well, let me draw it with a box. That'd probably be better. But as long as we're sort of in this range, most stocks are just going to be hanging out. Most stocks are just going to be doing not very much. Like NVIDIA here is one, obviously, that's on everybody's mind. It's in a daily squeeze as well. The chart for me looks just fine. But again, it's just, it probably needs a break. It probably needs to go sideways for a quarter. NVIDIA has nearly doubled this year. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if NVIDIA stayed in a range, basically between like say 1,000 and like 850 into their next earnings report. Just in this range and just consolidating up here near the highs. Maybe it has a little bit of breakdown, probably comes back. If it breaks out, probably comes back. I think we just hang out here and just kind of go sideways and take a quarter off. So anyway, as far as like what I'm looking at, and the trades that I am looking to make, I'm trying to find here my scanner. Should be around here somewhere. Oh, well, I'll just pull it back up. Let's go to the AI scanner here, and I will just change this over for yesterday's date. And what I do, if you haven't seen this yet, this is the Daily Profit Scanner. This is the AI tool that my team has developed to help me find basically my TBS setup on a variety of different stocks, like all of the stocks in the S&P 500, all the stocks in the NASDAQ 100, the indexes. I've got a private watch list here. And if I just go over here to this S up, it basically goes and it measures the number of squeezes that are in an A plus category. And look at this AMAT here. The max score is 10. So AMAT right now has a 7 out of 10 A plus rating. So if we go and look at this chart, I would imagine this probably looks amazing. And sure enough, it does. It looks great, right? So AMAT here, this is one we were kind of looking at earlier. I'd really, really like to buy it right down and through here between the 8 and the 21 EMA. So what I'd like to do is on a pullback into this level, pick up some calls in AMAT and look for a move up into new highs. I mean, if we zoom out, we can see that AMAT is a very strong stock, right? It's up near all-time highs. It's consolidating, and it's got A plus setups on 7 out of the 10 timeframes that I trade personally. So how would I trade it? Well, the thing that I'm going to do if I get the opportunity is I'm going to go out to this next earnings date, which is May 16th. I'm going to go out just past May 16th, and I'm going to go and pick up some calls for a run into earnings. And it works out great because again, May 16th, we can use the monthly series here in May 17th, which is the monthly series. And I just use these calls. So I'll probably do like the 210. What are we trading at? The two, yeah. So probably the at the money calls. You maybe could do some out of the money calls too, like the 230s. I think would be acceptable because you do have that earnings date in there. So your premium is sort of being protected by that known catalyst event. But I'll probably do the 210s. That's what I'm going to suggest. The 210s, Delta 53. They're a little expensive. I get it. But because we're buying calls after earnings, we've got that premium protection because of earnings, because of the known volatility event. The IV is going to stay elevated, at least compared to what would happen with the premium and the option if we bought, say, the week before. If we bought, say, like the May 10th, right? And you can see how the IV jumps. It goes from about 37 up here to 41. That's because the market knows we've got earnings that week. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll go with the May 17th, $210 calls if I can get a move into the buy zone. So ideally, I would say around like 206, right? And then shoot for a move up into 219 or so, which is the 1272 extension. All right, that's my plan. I hope it helps, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.